Hey guys, Steven here from Redolescence with another video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel for future videos and frequent giveaways. It will mean a lot to me. Today I'm very happy to share with you my top 10 favorite fragrances under $30. It's been a while that I've been compiling this list and I've been acquiring more and more fragrances, and I finally feel like I'm ready to put this video out there. I've actually gotten a few requests for this video. People always asking me to highlight some more inexpensive fragrances, and I thought to myself, hey, these are fragrances that I wear with much frequency and I love wearing these fragrances, so why not make a video about it? So guys, thank you so much for waiting, and yeah, I'm very excited to share this list with you. Before I begin, I just want to tell you why I settled on the number 30. Why $30? I thought of doing top 10 under 10. It sounds better, right? Top 10 under 10. But then I looked at my collection and I said, what fragrances do I have that I paid less than $10 for? And they're all Cuba fragrances, like Cuba Gold, Cuba Red, Cuba Gray, and I don't even have 10 of them, so I wouldn't be able to make that list. So I thought, then maybe I should do top 10 under 20. And that list was very doable, but I thought that if I increase the budget by just $10, which is not a lot, you could actually get some excellent fragrances thrown into the mix. So that's exactly what I did. So keep in mind, most of the fragrances in this list are between $20 and $30. So with that being said, let's get right into it. Number 10 on my list is a fragrance that I bought back in 2003. I have gone through multiple bottles of this fragrance. I absolutely love it. This is one of my favorites, and just like most of the fragrances in this list, this is a clone of a more popular, more expensive fragrance. This is from the House of Cuba, and this is probably the most inexpensive fragrance on this list, and it's called Cuba Gold. This is a great fragrance, lavender, mint, vanilla. It smells like Le Male by Jean Paul Gaultier, and it has a great staying power, really good performance, especially for such an inexpensive fragrance, and for an eau de toilette you can get this for under $10, and I believe this is the 1.7 ounce or 50 ml, so make sure to check it out. Really good bang for your buck. Number 9 on my list is a fragrance whose smell I'm not the biggest fan of. I do enjoy the smell. I think it's very pleasant and inoffensive. I don't think it's very complicated, and it's also rather linear, but my girlfriend loves it, and you will get a lot of compliments wearing this one because it's very pleasant, very inoffensive, and it's a compliment getter. This is from the House of Christian Audigier, and it's called Ed Hardy Love and Luck. This is a very inoffensive fragrance, versatile. You got some citrus, woods, with a very aquatic vibe going on in it, and I have had a lot of luck in terms of compliments wearing this fragrance. Very nice fragrance, and it makes number 9 on my list. Even though it's not one of my favorite smells, I really still do appreciate it for what it's capable of doing. Number 8 on my list is another fragrance that's in the aquatic family. This one actually resembles another Creed fragrance, just like this one does. This one resembles Millésime Impérial by Creed, with the Creed of course being the more natural smelling fragrance, but nevertheless it's still a pretty good, they're still in the same family or in the same genre. This one is also a fragrance that is set to resemble another Creed, and it's by Tommy Bahama, and it's called Set Sail St. Bart's. This is actually my second bottle of this fragrance. I really like this one. This has like a rum note, kind of boozy, and then it has the note of lime, and it dries down to an aquatic tinge. Very inoffensive, smells great, very versatile, and no one has ever said anything negative about this when I've worn it. I've gotten some pretty positive comments. My girlfriend likes this. She likes it so much she even wears this herself. So number 8 on my list, Set Sail St. Bart's by Tommy Bahama. Number 7 on my list is a fragrance that I reach for when I have a sweet tooth. This actually resembles a more expensive fragrance from the House of Bond, number 9, called New Harlem, and another one by Rojas Man called Rojas. Called Rojas Man, sorry. This one is a celebrity fragrance. It's a Michael Jordan fragrance, and it's called Michael Jordan Legend. This has a very sugary, sweet appeal to it. Some people say it smells like maple syrup, and it smells like pancakes or a Waffle House, and I definitely get all of those comparisons. I think it's a really nice fragrance, really sweet, and I reach for it whenever I have a sweet tooth. Number 7 on my list. Number 6 on my list is another fragrance on the sweeter side. This is one that I discovered after watching a video by a fellow YouTube fragrance reviewer, and when I heard the fragrance that it was supposed to resemble, I bought it right away because my original bottle had actually just run out. So I'm very happy to have this in my collection. This is another one from the house of Cuba, and this is called Cuba Prestige. Really cool bottle. It actually opens up just like that. This one smells like Thierry Mugler's Angelman. I ran out of my bottle and I said, you know what, for like 15 bucks, I'm gonna buy this. A 3.4 ounce bottle, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Just keep in mind when you buy it, it's not gonna be filled all the way to the top. So it's gonna look kind of like this one. This still has that same caramel, patchouli, sweet, vanilla, you know, gourmandish DNA that the original Angelman by Thierry Mugler has. So the smell is actually very close. I would say somewhere like 90 to 95% similar. Great fragrance. So here are my top 5. Number 5 on my list is also a little bit on the sweet side. We're kind of weaning off the sweetness now. But this one is similar. I'm not going to lie. It's kind of similar to this one, Michael Jordan Legend, except this one does things a little bit differently. This one has more of like a tonka bean, sugary kind of a smell to it. And it doesn't resemble this one or New Harlem as much as this one does. So this one is from the house of Lamani, and this one is called Lamani Essential. Really nice bottle. This also has like a sweet, sugary, almost syrupy feel to it, but the smell is still very, very different from this one and New Harlem. So if you like New Harlem but you want something done just a little bit differently, I highly recommend you check this one out. It's a totally different fragrance, and I'm surprised this has not gotten talked about a little bit more in the community. I highly recommend that everyone check this fragrance out. It's called Essential by Lamani. Number 4 on my list is a fragrance that I bought after a YouTube fragrance reviewer by the name of Dan My Mickers. He reviewed this fragrance and right away I was like, I gotta get it. And then I get it in the mail and I smell it and I was just impressed through and through and very, very satisfied with it. It's from the house of Rayanne Tradition, and this is called Insurrection 2 or Insurrection Dark. It's actually a really beautiful bottle. The presentation on these fragrances is absolutely stunning. This smells like Viktor and Rolf's Spice Bomb. So if you're a fan of Spice Bomb, you're going to like this fragrance. It has that similar DNA with the pink pepper, the tobacco, the cinnamon. It has that playful, very confident nature to it. This one I think is a little bit more on the waxier side. So if you like your fragrances a little bit on the balmier side, but you're a fan of Spice Bomb by Viktor and Rolf, and you want a fragrance that's under $30 and smells similar to it, this is without a doubt a great fragrance to pick up. So Insurrection Dark from the house Rayanne Tradition. Number 3 on my list is yet another fragrance from the house of Lamani. After watching a video by a fellow YouTube fragrance reviewer by the name of Sebastian, YouTube handle Man Loves Cologne, I thought to myself, I'm just going to blind buy this fragrance and I'm going to take the risk because he said it smelled very similar to a Creed fragrance. I get it in the mail, I smell it for the first time, and he was absolutely right. This one smells incredibly similar to Royal Oud by Creed, and again from the house of Lamani. This is called Lamani Intense. What a great, great fragrance. It has that citrusy, woody, agarwood, tobacco, pink pepper kind of feel that Royal Oud has. This is just a beautiful scent, and for the smell, I am surprised. This fragrance could actually be selling for $60, $70, $80. Honestly, I'm surprised it's still going for as cheap as it is. If you're a fan of Royal Oud, or if you just want something that smells very luxurious and regal and elegant and sophisticated, but you don't want to pay that high price tag, I would highly recommend you check this out. Such a great fragrance for under $30. All of these are great for being under $30, but this one is between $20 and $30. So number 2 on my list is yet another clone or a copycat fragrance, if you want to call it that, but this one is incredibly close to the fragrance that it's supposed to be a clone of. And I own many fragrances that are supposed to be a clone of this fragrance, but I just think that this one does it best. And this is supposed to be a clone of the infamous Aventus by Creed, and I have tried so many of them. I own Fresco by Ilum Deen, I tried Insurrection Pure by Rayanne Tradition, I own AB Spirit Silver by Lamani, and I think that this one is by far the closest Aventus copycat that I've ever gotten my nose on, and it's going for like 20 bucks online. It's from the house of Glen Perry, and it's called Unpredictable Adventure. What I really like about this one is that unlike the other fragrances, this does have somewhat of like a smoky quality to it that the birch tar gives off in Aventus. It has that juicy pineapple freshness in the intro with like the apple and black currant. It dries down to a mid of like rose and jasmine, which gives it a very sensual mid-tone. And then in the dry down you have the woods and the amber and the leather with that smokiness still lingering. Just a great fragrance. So happy to have it in my collection, and I have been saved from wearing the very last few mLs from my Aventus bottle since I got this one, so very happy to have it in my collection. Number one on my list is a fragrance that is very worthy of this spot. It is from a reputable designer. This is one that I acquired recently, but I think it's a great fragrance, a great aquatic, and a very different take on an aquatic fragrance, and good performance, and it's so versatile, and it's very easy to wear, and my girlfriend absolutely loves it. It's from the house of Nautica, and it's called Nautica Voyage. Great fragrance. You've seen other reviewers giving it a 10 out of 10. I really do think it's worthy of that rating. Great composition by Maurice Roussel. It's not your average take on an aquatic fragrance. It's not Adidas Moves, or it's not, you know, any of these other very simple aquatic fragrances. This one does it differently with a very crisp, tart green apple note up on top that really adds depth and personality to the composition. Great fragrance and very deserving of my number one spot. If you have not tried it, please make sure you check it out. This is a fragrance that needs to be in everyone's collection. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. These have been my top 10 favorite fragrances under $30. If you own or have tried any of these fragrances, please let me know what you think by leaving a comment down below. Also, please don't forget to rate and subscribe for future videos and frequent giveaways. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to shoot me a message, and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. So again, thank you so much for watching. This has been Stephen with another video from Redolessence. See you soon.